When people talk about burnout, they usually describe stress or being overwhelmed. For me, it wasn't that. It was indifference, complete absence of fire. And it wasn't just on court. I felt flat about my whole career as a tennis player, as a YouTuber, and that was scary. And the worst part, it hit me mid-match in Chicago. I felt like if I kept going, I was going to crack. A few weeks ago, I posted a video about how I had burned out in pro tennis. Since then, I took some time away from the tour and from social media to reflect and try to understand what was happening. So in this video, I want to share what burnout looked like for me, what I've learned from it, and how I'm trying to come back on the tour, which I will next week, with a different kind of feel. So welcome back to the channel. Let's just go right at it. Burnout. So reflecting a little bit on my burnout, now that I'm a little bit more removed, it didn't just hit me on court. It wasn't just about being on the pro tour. It bled into my entire life. I felt flat on the court. I felt flat as a YouTuber. I wasn't excited to create. I wasn't excited to compete. Everything just kind of felt like going through the motions. And to me, that was a very scary thing because overall, aside from tennis, I'm very happy with my life, with where I am in life. The breaking point came in Chicago in the last tournament I played. I was losing in the second round. And I just had this thought of like, oh my God, I'm about to lose this match. Now I gotta get on a plane and go to Colombia. And it gave me an extreme amount of anxiety. And I knew that if I kept pushing through that, I was going to crack, and I felt like recovering from that would take a lot longer. But taking a step back from whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's pro tennis or anything else in life, can be very scary. In my situation, playing professional tennis on tour, you have a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out. The tour keeps moving, people keep going up the rankings, down the rankings, they're getting better, they're taking opportunities. And when you're not there, you inevitably feel like you're falling behind. On top of that, my YouTube today, it's very tied to my professional career. So in my head it was like, well, if I'm not on tour playing matches, can't make videos. And if I can't make videos, the channel tanks. And nowadays, that's how I pay my bills. So there's this big growing worry that, taking time away means that everything's gonna tank, everything's gonna fall apart. But I did do it. I was like, I'm going to take some time away. And interestingly enough, I thought my burnout was mostly mental, just having to basically juggle these two jobs that I have nowadays between pro tennis player, YouTuber. But after taking some time, I realized that my body was actually really spent. My nervous system needed a reset. I wasn't just tired of playing tennis or making content. I was really physically exhausted, and I felt that on court, and I just couldn't really tell. I couldn't tell why it was happening. And taking time away meant one thing, figuring it out, a new fuel source. And guys, just a quick break here to thank today's video sponsor, Caldera Lab. Now that I'm in my 30s, another thing I have to worry about is the fact that my skin just doesn't look as good anymore. For all my life, I've been in the sun a lot, so you got some fine lines sneaking up on me here. And skincare can be one of those things that's either way too complicated. The products are usually designed for women or made with questionable ingredients. But things are much easier now because I do the Caldera Lab regimen. Step 1, the clean slate, a gentle, no BS cleanser that doesn't dry your skin out. It balances your skin without any harsh stuff. Perfect for starting and ending your day feeling fresh. Step 2, the eye serum. A lightweight, targeted eye serum that helps reduce puffiness, dark circles, and fine lines. It's fast absorbing, easy to use, and makes you look like you actually slept 8 hours, even when you didn't. Step 3, the base layer. This is a deeply hydrating moisturizer that absorbs quickly with no greasy finish. It locks in moisture and keeps your skin looking firm and energized. And step 4, the good. This is their hero product, and for a reason. It's a powerhouse serum with over 3.4 million antioxidant units per drop. It's clinically proven to reduce signs of aging and leave your skin looking healthier, smoother, and more even toned. I noticed a difference fast, and so did my wife. And as someone who's on the go a lot, having a simple kit that I can take with me everywhere is very helpful, because the most important part of skincare is consistency. Look good, feel good, that's the regimen. A skincare line made just for men. Get yours now at calderalab.com/Karue or use the code Karue at checkout to get 20% off your first order. Go check it out, link in the description. Fuel sources. So since starting this Turning Pro 30 thing, I've had two fuel sources. The first one was internal, just trying to prove to myself that I could play at a higher level than I did back in the day, to test my limits, to see how far I could go. It's not about really prize money or status or trying to be like a famous, but there was also this weird external fuel source from just trying to prove myself, maybe to the internet, that I wasn't this phony. I spent years and years here on YouTube teaching tennis and teaching lessons, but weirdly you want to, prove to everybody, it's like, look, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm just gonna go out and do it. I just decided, right? Like, I'm gonna go play pros, fuck the instructions. Like, let me just show you what I'm talking about. And for a while, both fuel sources sort of worked together in a way. But over time, things got kind of messy. The lines got a little bit blurred. As the series kind of got bigger and I felt sort of this pressure to deliver results, not just for myself, but to continue to, growing the story, I end up using too much of the fuel from proving external sources that I'm good at tennis, which is not a sustainable energy source at all. And I realized that even when your fuel comes from passion and self-discovery, if it's tangled with proving something to others, it can drain you faster than you expect. And then there's obviously the reality of my life. I essentially have two jobs. I love being in this position, don't get me wrong. I am so thankful that I basically just get to play tennis for a living. And I'm well aware that I'm very lucky to do what I do, that I was able to create this community, that you guys are the only reason why I get to play pros these days. So I'm always grateful for the position I'm in, but that doesn't mean that it is not a demanding place to be in. So through stepping away, I've been searching for a new fuel source. I think I ran out of the fuel that I had when I started this whole process, and I need to find a new fuel source. And I know this is a cliche, but figuring out the passion for the process again, it's been my priority. Something I like to do a lot is learning about other sports and how their communities work and stuff like that. And skateboarding is a community that I'm very interested in, because skateboarders are really resilient. And I came across this quote from probably they call him the godfather of street skateboarding, Rodney Mullen. If there's anything, just find joy in what you do for the sake of it, and then recognize how you're being shaped through the process. Hopefully you can become a better man through it. And that to me was fantastic. I saved the quote, I have it on my phone, because I really don't want my fuel source to be, proving other people wrong or right. You have to not give a shit about that. I'm at the end of my career. I want to finish it enjoying the matches, enjoying the process. I want my energy to come from joy, from curiosity, from resilience, from really testing myself in my own terms. Every interview you hear from former players, when they're asked what they would do different, right? They would say, I would have enjoyed it more. I would have taken more time to enjoy my victories, because they're so fleeting and they don't happen that often. But we're always being sort of pushed to the next thing. Just like that, your career is over and it doesn't feel like you enjoyed the process. Boundaries and a new outlook. So now that I'm going back on tour, I have to set a few new boundaries in order to have, again, a sustainable fuel source that lasts me a long time. One thing I will go back to doing is not go on these long stretch trips if I don't have to. I pushed earlier in the year because I was trying to get to Grand Slams and things like that. But now that basically that part of the year is gone, there's a lot of tournaments. I can play a couple events, 2-3 events, reset, train, go back out again. I think that allowed me to be in a better physical shape and just hungrier with more fire on each tournament. Another boundary that I'm having to set is within social media. As a content creator, you get pulled into many directions: TikTok, Instagram, shorts, reel, long form, podcast. There's all kinds of things, right? But I'm a YouTuber. I like YouTube. I like making content here. YouTube is the one that pays my bills. Thank you very much, YouTube. Thank you very much, you guys. So my energy is going to be here, making these long form videos, making some shorts, but this is where I'm going to be. If you want to follow my journey, follow it here on YouTube. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. All I can focus on is playing tennis and making YouTube content. All the other stuff is irrelevant. I'm not going to worry about. But beyond that, I'm committed to one thing. By nature, I'm not a risk taker. For the most part, play it safe. And when you combine that with having a very racy, overthinking mind, my natural instinct is to choose the safe path, to avoid risk, to maybe stop pursuing this because I know if I quit and I start coaching, life's gonna be plenty good, but I don't want that side of me to win. I want to prove to myself that I'm resilient, that I can turn this around, and that doesn't necessarily mean results. For me, turning it around means clarity and purpose, staying true to my boundaries, and enjoying the process more, regardless of the number that is associated to my tenants. And I'll be honest, I'm not fully out of this funk yet. I'm not coming back in a perfect state of mind, but I am eager to restart. I've put a lot of work on court with the coach. You guys seen some of the clips lately. So I am pumped to go out there and just explore the game again and have some fun with it. So again, thank you for allowing me this opportunity in this space to vent and to get this out of my chest. This process of creating this content really helps me. If you've dealt with burnout, with everything that I've talked about in this video and how you turned it around, let me know in the comments. Let's create a fun community down here and help each other. I'm back next week in Columbus playing there, then in Las Vegas, and then maybe a little bit of a surprise here. So stay tuned for everything. I will be uploading more consistently now. Thank you for your continuous support, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey guys, future Karue here. As I posted a couple of days ago, I actually haven't been able to go back on tour. In the past couple of years of playing, I've had some on and off shoulder pain, nothing that really took me out. But in the last month or so, things gotten a little worse. I haven't been able to train as much as I need to. Every time I have one or two back-to-back sessions, I really can't play for a few days. We're kind of waiting until the last second to see how I felt, but I wasn't able to play Columbus. I wasn't able to play Las Vegas. So finally, I was just like, you know what? I need to go get an MRI, see what's going on. As of right now, I'm still waiting on results. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll be back on tour. Hopefully it's nothing major. But yeah, rough year that way, just lack of momentum. Haven't been able to gain momentum. Obviously injuries are the worst when it comes to momentum. So I'm in the process of figuring that out. So I'll keep you guys updated. Don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one.